Also how you say it. According to reports, Melo's representatives are looking at potential destinations for the 16-year former star. Melo's averaging a career low 13.4 points this season. All right, Nick, is Melo being unfairly blamed for the Rockets' slow start?
Listen, as a wise man once said, everybody needs a fall guy at times, and Melo is the fall guy right now for the Rockets, but he's been a big part of the problem. He's not the only problem. Melo could leave today, and the Rockets still have got major issues. They are still not the defense they were last year, and not even close to the offense they were last year. But Melo's been really bad. There's no denying it. This is now the second straight year Melo was supposed to be the third star on a team that had an unquestioned top two, and he couldn't fill that role. And listen, I'm a Syracuse graduate. I have always been a Carmelo Anthony supporter, and I think he's become a historically underrated player. With all that said, I don't know what Melo's role is in the NBA at this point. It's not just about not accepting a role. It's about a drastically deteriorated skill set and a game that has not aged well. And by the way, a lot of guys don't age into their 16th season well. LeBron's kind of changed the way we look at it, but yeah, it got real bad real quick for Melo in the last 3 years, and this is where we're at right now. So I don't think he's to blame for everything with Houston, but he's certainly not part of the solution.
I'm not going to put Melo as far as blaming what's going on in Houston, but what's happened in his career, he can only look to himself to blame. Because if you look during his career, he never looked at changing. He never looked at changing his game. And more importantly, the thing that's hurting him now is he never looked at changing his body. And if you're going to be a professional athlete and you're going to try to maximize what you have, yeah, he scored the basketball at a great level. He might be whatever list Nick has him on. I don't care. But did he maximize his talent? Hell no. He should have been better. He could have been in better shape. He could have been a defensive player. He chose not to. So, yes, he did have a great career. This is not even about, oh, Houston, is he to blame for Houston? Melo's to blame for his deterioration. Because Dwayne Wade, when he's fading out, we don't say nothing about Dwayne Wade. You know the reason why?
Why?
Because he did everything. He hired Michael Jordan's old attorney. His knees and everything, they betrayed him. So he went out at least giving himself the best chance to have a great career. I know it's not just the championships. It's what do you do? Chris Paul. I can't fault Chris Paul if he never wins a championship. You know the reason why? Man, he's one of the toughest guys. Every year, he was prepared to try to put his team in the position. Did he have some unfortunate breaks at the unfortunate times? Yes. But did he put himself in the best position that he could be the most successful? Yes. Melo? No. You got to take better care of your body if you want to be able to maximize. But it also lets you know what type of talent that he did have.
I agree with nearly all of that. But what I do think is
Tell me where I'm wrong then.
What? I said I agree with nearly all of that. I think it's a little, the only part, if you're saying tell you where you're wrong, the only part that I think you're glossing over too much is, yes, he was a great scorer. Melo was a professional scorer, which is what we've had in this league for as long as the NBA has existed. For as long as the NBA has existed, teams have been totally fine with having a guy on their team. What's your job? Get us 25 a night? Not much else. Like, there's no shame in that. Guys have made the Hall of Fame on that. Like, that has been a great career path for some great players. That's that. So I don't want to gloss over that part of it. But the other thing is, and I'm glad you mentioned Dwayne Wade, guys deteriorating starting in year 10, which is when it really happened with Melo. Melo's peak was right about year 10. That was the year that LeBron was one vote away from the unanimous MVP, and that one vote was for Carmelo Anthony. Since then, he's gotten worse each year to where now he's nearly unplayable. Dwayne Wade, same draft class. Dwayne Wade actually peaked, I think, in year 6, held that peak for about 3 years, and right around year 10 started slowly deteriorating. His body gave up on him. Dwight Howard, the draft class after Carmelo Anthony, he peaked around year 9 and then slowly has deteriorated.
I would say he peaked in high school, but...
Okay, all right, fair enough. His NBA peak was around from year 6 to 9 of his career, and then it's gotten worse each and every year. It is, what LeBron's doing, we have to throw it out. It's an outlier. You're not supposed to be an excellent player in year 16. Melo thought he could still be last year in year 15 a star. I remember guys...
Last year, he had issues with, he didn't want to come off the bench.
Right. Correct. That has been Melo. I think as of last year, one of his big problems was not his physical skill and basketball skill, but his mentality of where he was.
Jenna, one thing we have control over, we all control our attitude.
Yeah.
And to me, it's disappointing if Melo, as good a player he's been, as great a career he's had, that he can't even be a role player at the end of his career. To me, that's disgusting. Why can't he? He's in team sports. Why can't he sacrifice? I can play a little defense. I can rebound. If he loves playing basketball that much, and if him and Chris Paul are that good of friends, you wouldn't want to hang out with one of your friends the last year of your career? Like, you can't make any type of contribution? To me, that's disappointing as an athlete.
Well, all right, so that's interesting. So let's stay on that for just a second. See, you think at this point Melo has the ability to do things he's not doing? I don't think he has the ability.
No, I think it's a bad character flaw for him not to be able to do some of these things.
But it was if he got lobotomized, if he was hypnotized, if it was, I'm saying, you think his body would allow him right now to be a good defender, to be a good role player? Because I just think his skills have deteriorated.
Nick, when you're young and you decide I ain't gonna play no defense, you think you're gonna play some defense when you get old?
No, that's correct.
So his overall mentality and not even approaching basketball the right way. He has never even tried to be an elite rebounder, trying to be a marginal defender. He has never tried. 2 years ago, we was watching all these videos of Hoodie Melo. He was going around losing weight. He wasn't trying to be a complete player. All he's trying to do is get his shots up. That has been his consistent theme. How do I get my shots up? So he didn't evolve as a person. He was not aware of himself and was not aware of his career.
So what happens to Melo now?
Man, listen, the Lakers are the Lakers. I know people will say, "Oh, LeBron and the Lakers." LeBron had 2 chances with the Cavs to try to go tell the GM to go make a play for Melo. Never did. I would be shocked if the Lakers look at him. I know there was a report Philly would look at him. Listen, I say this as a Melo fan. Good teams should not add him. I was dead wrong about Melo and the Rockets this year. Dead wrong. I thought he could be a good bench piece. I thought he would be a good 7th guy in their rotation. No. And so if you're any team that has real championship or playoff aspirations, he is not going to be of benefit to you on the court. He's just not right now an above average NBA player. That's where he is.
You're not the only one. Houston made tremendous mistakes because they thought getting rid of Trevor Ariza and Luke Mashar-Baramute that, oh, this is going to be okay. Oh, those guys can be replaced. Yeah. How's it looking now? How your defense looking now? How's your spot-up shooters looking now? They really missed those 2 players. And there were people on this network who said they were going to dearly miss them, and that team wouldn't even be able to approach the type of team that they had last season.
And that, to full circle, those moves are a bigger part of Houston's issues than Melo's struggles. That's why he can't be fully to blame, or even the majority of the blame. But Washington Wizards should bring him in so he can be with Dwight and John Wall and just be a nice little.
No more with Melo. We're done.
Oh, we're done? You're ending his career.
Listen, I've been very quiet.
He quit.
He quit on us. We quit on him. It's terrible to say, but I'm done talking about it.
Have we ever had a player bought out from a buyout?
Much more
Good
first
Lord.
right